So our headline fight, we have got a prospect against a seasoned bet, former title challenger. You know what I mean? Like a jiu-jitsu expert. Man, this is intriguing as fuck, right? We have Gilbert Burns against Mike Malott. Ooh-ee. Right? Damn. So, Gilbert Darinio Burns. He's 39, 5'10", 71-inch reach. Right? 22-9 professional record. Whew. Okay. Fights out of Killcliff. 15-9 in the UFC. You know what I mean? 15-9 in the UFC. He is on a 4-fight skid right now. But Gilbert, he just fights killers. You know what I mean? There's no bums allowed here. Right? He was the one that made Khamzat look normal. Right? Look human. Look beatable. Right? And he's fought the who's who. Man, like Gilbert has been doing his thing for, boy, so long. So freaking long. It is crazy. You know what I mean? He made his UFC debut all the way back 26th of July 2014. Got a decision over Andrea Stoll. Right, in his second fight, got performance of the night. Put an armbar on Christos Gages in the first round. Picked up another one with this. He put the same thing on Alex Oliveira in the third round. Right, he then got his first loss. Right, against Rashid Magomedov. 2015, came back, armbarred Lucas Sajewski. Right, lost to Michael Prezes. But came back, beat Jason Sago. You know? And during all these fights, right, he's had a lot of grappling fights against grappling greats too. So it's just, you know, he's not just... There's a lot of jiu-jitsu experts, you know, they get into MMA and then that's all they do. But Gilbert, man, he's been dipping in and out, you know, and keeping sharp. And you see it in the octagon with those wins, right? Picking up arm bars, picking up submissions, all of that kind of jazz. Right? So he's been just doing his thing for a long time, right? A long ass time. And it wasn't until let's sort of look, right? Oh man, he had a great fight with Gunnar Nelson back in the day, right? But then, you know, then he got a win over Damian Maia. That was, performance of the night. That was 14th of March 2020. Then beat Tyrone Woodley, right? Another performance of the night, right? Which led to the title shot, right? Finally got that title shot. And, man, he stung Usman at the beginning. Stun him at the beginning, but Usman was just a bit too much, and you know, kept the title. But that you know what I mean, that was fun, right? That was a fun one. Came back from that, beat Stephen Thompson. Then it was the Khamzat fight, right? Beat Neil Magny, beat Jorge Masvidal, And then this current skid, right? Lost to Bilal, lost to Jack Della Maddalena, Sean Brady, and then Michael Morales last time out. And boy, that was whew. But Michael Morales is one of these young motherfuckers that is just killing people, you know? So, but you look at that, right? Bilal Muhammad, Jack Della Maddalena, Sean Brady, Michael Morales, they're not bums. You know what I mean? They're killers. All of these people are killers, right? You've got two former champions there. Bilal Muhammad, Jack Della Maddalena. Former champions, both. You know what I mean? So Gilbert loses to legits. He's faced everyone. He's challenged for the belt. Right? This is a test. If you've got a up and coming fighter that you think could go on to big things, right? You've often heard people say he could be the new George St. Pierre, right? He could be the new big thing in Canada, right? So you need to be sure, right? You need to test him. And obviously, right, there's tests and there's tests, right? Like, and Gilbert being on this bit of a skid, it's probably the right time to face him, but it's also the wrong time to face him, right? That's the thing. It's the right time, but it's the wrong time too, because what happens when you back a killer against the wall? Yo, killer remembers he's a killer, right? That's what can happen. But on Saturday night, we're going to find out, is Michael proper Malott? Is he the proper deal, right? Or is he the proper plonker? That's what we will find out, people. Malott is 34, 6'1", 73-inch reach. So, obviously, right, he is the younger fighter, but not by much, just 5 years. You know what I mean? Just 5 years. Right? He's got a 2-inch reach advantage, and he has got a 3-inch height advantage. Right? When you look at the records, he's 13-2-1. So, yeah, there's a big difference in records. You know what I mean? Big difference in records. He's fighting out of Niagara Top Team, affiliations with Alpha Male, right? He's 6-1 in the UFC. Came via the Contender Series, right? He's currently on a 3-fight win streak, right? So he got that contract on the 5th of October 2021. Got Shimon Schmipski with a guillotine in the first round. He then came in, took out Mike Malott with the hands, right? In his debut. That was the 9th of April 2022. He then beat Johan Lanes, caught him with an arm triangle in the first. Got a performance of the night. Chicky check for that. Adam Fugit got caught with a guillotine in the second. Another performance of the night. Right? He did get Neil Magny. Right? And he was looking stellar in the first two, but just gassed. And then Magny took over. Right? But he's put three together. Right? Came back. From that, got a workmanlike decision over Trevin Giles, but looked better in his fight against Charles Radke. Last time out, you know what I mean? You could say he should have been disqualified, right, for the multiple you know what I mean, nut checks on Kevin Holland. And you know what I mean, I feel that fight's got a caveat on it, but just looking at the records, it's a win, so that's what you have to say, man, you know what I mean? So he's got those 3 wins. So Malott, he's fought some good people, you know what I mean? He's fought some good people for sure, right? He's a jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? He's very good on the jits, right? He used to be the alpha male jiu-jitsu coach, right? That's how it all started. So he's good on that. Now, is he as tenured as Burns? No. But having that background, having that caliber, it means he knows what to look for, right? He shouldn't get smoked on the ground. And look, as I said, there's only 5 years in the age, but there is a huge amount of years in cage time, which means a whole lot less damage, because Gilbert is a warrior for sure, but he's been in some motherfucking wars, right? He's been in some wars. He's been knocked out, right? It's there. He's carrying the wounds, the battle scars. So Mike, he hasn't got the experience, but he's young, he's hungry, and he has been tested, right? He does know what it's like to be dragged into those deep waters. Didn't like it, right? But he came back from it. He's evolving. He's perfecting. We're seeing all of that. So, in theory, this should be Mike's time, you know? Now, it's MMA. Anything can happen. We know that, right? We know that. But, yeah, I think, you know, I think Gilbert, it's hard to say, man, because Gilbert has just been, you know what I mean? He's been doing his thing for so long. Gilbert is a easy to like fighter. But I think it's, as said at the beginning of the year, man, it's a changing of the guard, and I think we're going to see it on Saturday night. Mike Proper Malott for the win, right? Canada's son, raising it up. Yeah, I think he's going to make the arena go motherfucking wild. So yeah, that's it, people. Mike Malott for the win, crowning it off for Canada. How do you see this going down?